Hello, my name is Jim Newell. I'm Deputy Leader of the Rejoin EU Party. I'm actually at Bologna Airport at the moment. I'm on my way to a conference in Catania in Sicily about the EU. And I'm reminded when I was a child, air travel was relatively rare in those days, and people even used to dress up when they took flights. Here it's bedlam, to be honest, a sign of how things have changed since I was a child. Anyway, I wanted to make my pitch for the general election, and first thing I wanted to say is that the main parties, not surprisingly at all, are very reluctant to talk about Brexit whatsoever. We know the reasons for this. The Conservative Party can't point to any Brexit benefits. The Labour Party is absolutely terrified of offering any kind of rapprochement which it fears would expose it to accusations of Brexit betrayal. The Liberal Democrats, meanwhile, are staunchly refusing to campaign on anything remotely resembling a rejoin platform because they want to concentrate their limited resources on a few winnable seats where they hope to be able to say whatever it is that the voters they encounter in those seats want to hear. So that really raises the question then of what those of us who understand that Brexit is really a crucial issue underlying the economic malaise of Britain at the moment, and aware of all the other negative consequences it's causing, the difficulties of trade, the lack of economic growth, the growing inequalities, the growing intolerance, and so on and so forth. How are we supposed to cast our vote? Well, it seems to me that a lot of people think that perhaps of the various main parties, the best thing to do is to vote for the Labour Party. After all, the Labour Party, unlike the Conservatives, are not actually ideologically committed to Brexit. But it seems to me that the idea that we might expect from the Labour government any significant rapprochement with the EU after the election is pretty fanciful, to be honest. I mean, why would a Labour government, having staunchly refused to campaign for a mandate on such an eventuality, having spent the election campaign in several years previously saying that it would do no such thing, why would we expect the Labour Party in power to have any attitude towards the EU significantly different from that of the Conservative Party? It's also the case that if Keir Starmer is reluctant to take on Nigel Farage in the run-up to the election, I don't think we're really entitled to assume that he'll be any less fearful of taking him on in the election aftermath. It also ought to be said, I think, that the fact that Starmer is trying to pose as a change candidate while offering policies that really cannot be distinguished from those of the Conservative Party by anything thicker than cigarette paper, really is further evidence of the complete lack of trustworthiness of the man. So Starmer is aware that given that the electoral system means that the voters' effective choice is confined to the two front runners in each constituency, that given the Conservatives' ideological commitment to Brexit, really he has to offer no significant offerings, no significant concessions to a Remain position in order to win Remainers' support. So it seems to me that if rejoiners are really serious about wanting to make this a realistic prospect, then in fact what they need to do is to rebel against the Labour Party. As long as one continues to support the Labour Party, it means that Keir Starmer's hands are completely freed. Whereas if one rebels against the Labour Party and says, no, I'm not going to vote for a Brexit supporting Labour Party, a party that has wrapped itself in the Union Jack, traditionally a symbol of the far right in British politics, a party that has essentially gone into bat on behalf of Brexit, in favour of Brexit, with its Make Brexit Work position, that really if one rebels against the Labour Party, then that is more likely to bring the day of rejoining the EU closer than supporting the party, because by refusing to vote for the party, you're actually putting pressure on it. So it seems to me that those who are serious about rejoining really need to consider giving their support to the Rejoin EU Party. This is a vote that is not wasted. In the London Assembly elections on the 2nd of May, we took 2.5%, which meant that we gained much more credibility than we've had in the past. We came 6th out of 15 candidates. That may not sound like much, but it represents a significant improvement on what we've done before. We received many phone calls from people who, in the light of those results, wanted to come forward and volunteer to be candidates for us. So I think that even if we were to obtain only a modest amount of support in the coming general election, that would represent a real shot in the arm for the Rejoin EU movement generally, because an increase in support means that our name is more widely known, we've got greater credibility. That makes it easier to appeal then to subsequent cohorts of voters and so on and so forth. You get a sort of positive circle developing in that way. So I would please urge you to vote for the Rejoin EU Party in the coming general election. As I say, I don't think it's a wasted vote. Even a modest support for the party would represent a real shot in the arm for the Rejoin EU movement. This is something that UKIP, from its point of view, understood many years ago. They understood right from the very beginning that even if they were unlikely to win seats, the mere fact that they were able to take votes from the front runners meant that in that way they could influence the public agenda. And this is a strategy that is continuing to be pursued by UKIP's successor, the Reform UK Party, with not inconsiderable success, it has to be said. So what I would urge rejoiners is please do the same from our point of view. Support the Rejoin EU Party. I personally am standing in the Stretford and Urmston constituency in Manchester. There are many more of my fellow party members standing in constituencies up and down the country. So if you have a Rejoin EU Party candidate in your constituency, please do vote for them. Thanks very much. Have a great day.